Hey crafters, have you ever wanted to make a layered decal, but getting those layers just perfect has been a real struggle? Today I've got a great little hack for you that can save you time and all of that frustration. I'm Sarah from Heart Designs and Crafts, and I love all things craft. I've been making layered decals for a few years now, and I've definitely struggled to get them right. But when I found this parchment paper method, it was a serious game changer. So today I'm going to be using my favorite vinyl of all time, teckwrapcraft's holographic vinyl, to make this great 3-layered decal. So if you'd like to craft along with me today, why don't you grab your supplies and let's get crafting. So the supplies you'll need to make this decal is 3 layers of your vinyl. I've got black, and I've got this holographic vinyl from Teckwrap in opal white. This is one of my all-time favorite. I love this one so much. And then we're going to use this glittery vinyl, and this one is starry white rainbow. So that's very cool, I like that. We'll also need some transfer tape. And because I'm using the parchment paper method, you'll need some parchment paper. In Australia we call this baking paper, and I literally got this from my kitchen. So it's easy to find. You'll need a mat, you'll need some sort of a weeding pen, and a squidgy. This one's glow in the dark and very cool. Okay, let's get crafting. So we're just going to set up the decal in Design Space. So for the first layer, I'm just going to type my word in here. There we go, and I want to change the font. Now I'll click over here into Fonts, and I'm just going to click on System, because System is where all of the fonts that I've uploaded to Design Space are. And I'm just going to choose Soulmate. I actually like this font. I got it from Creative Fabrica. So there's our word. I'm just going to resize that. I'm going to make it about 15 centimeters long. So I'm just going to weld that one together. So that's all done. Now I'm going to make that first layer black. Now to get the second layer, I'm going to use the offset function here. So I'll click on that, and I'm just going to make this about 0.4 centimeters. Now this is, because I'm in Australia, I use centimeters. So yours would be a bit different if you're using inches. And I'm just going to hit apply. So that second layer, I'm just going to change to a light blue color. There we go. Now that's the first layer, that's the second layer. So to create the third layer, I'm just going to do an offset of the offset. So we'll click on that, but I'm going to make this one a bit more now. Put that in maybe 0.8. Very good. Apply that. Now that one is going to be, I'm just going to make it blue for the time being, because it's going to be cut out of a rainbow color. So that's how it's going to be, that's how my decal is going to look. If you'd like the second layer, for example, to be a bit bigger, you can make it a bit bigger, whatever works for you. So we're going to cut these out of Teckwrap vinyl. So I've got a couple of different vinyls. I've got a glitter vinyl, I've got like a holographic vinyl, and a black one. So we're just going to go ahead and click on Make It. So these are all going to come in on 3 layers. Now to make it a bit easier and save a bit more time, I'm just going to bring them all onto the one mat. So I'm just going to have to move them around and make sure I place my vinyl in the place where it's going to be cut. So this one, move object to the first mat as well, and I'll put that one down the bottom. So now I know what colors my layers are going to be. Black, and this is going to be a holographic opal white, and this one's going to be the glitter layer. I just need to make sure I place my vinyl in those places when it cuts, and that way they'll be cut fine and I won't waste any time changing mats. Excellent. So let's continue. So I'm going to cut them out using the holographic vinyl setting, and I'm just going to use more pressure. I'll set up my mat and I will cut them out. So now I've cut out all of my layers. I'm just going to give them a bit of a trim. Keep these. And now I'm just going to weed each layer. I like to just stick it to my mat when weeding because it just makes it a little bit easier, stops it from sliding around a bit. Let's weed. This vinyl comes with a protective sheet over the top, so I suggest to remove that before cutting. That also keeps it free from scratches, which is great. Now we have our 3 layers weeded, so now we just need to layer them. So we're going to start with the first layer. Now I'm just going to put the transfer tape on top of this layer here. When you put the first layer of transfer tape on, make sure that the transfer tape is big enough to cover the last layer as well, because if it's just big enough for this one, then it's not going to cover that whole layer. So cut your transfer tape the size of your 3rd layer. You just want to line this one up into the center. Give that a bit of a scrape over. I like this little felt bit on the end of this one. Just pull that one off. Okay. Just put this aside for the time being. Now, we just need to make sure that this one is scraped on properly. There we go. Now we can remove the backing of the first layer. Now, if it does have trouble pulling off, just push it down onto the transfer tape and that does help. And pull it back along the transfer tape, not up. Also helps. Okay, so that's your first layer. So we're going to pop this one onto our second layer. Now this is where our parchment paper comes into play. So we're going to put this over the top so that we can still see the underneath, and we'll just lay this carefully without sticking it down so that at the top of the parchment paper you can see there is some of the words sticking out over the top. That way we'll be able to line it up with the underneath layer and stick it on perfectly. And once you've got it in place, just stick that top piece on perfectly, and then you can lift up the transfer tape, take out your parchment paper, and then just squeegee that second layer down. No bubbles. Perfect. Okay, let's get ready for the third layer. Okay, so we do the same thing again with our third layer. Use our parchment paper again. Leave a bit of it at the top of your parchment paper, like so. And then we position it in the right spot. Stick the top bit down. Pull out your parchment paper. Pop on your layers. And there we go. We have our 3-layered decal. I'm just going to give this a bit of a trim. Take off the sticky bits off the side. And there we go, ready to go and stick onto our notebook. Let's do that. Now I have this cute notebook that I'm going to stick my beautiful decal on. So I'm just going to pop it in the middle there. So let's put this on. So first we just want to give this a good rub over the top to stick it onto the transfer tape. I like to do it front and back. Excellent. When we're ready to go, we just peel the backing layer off. Now we give it a bit of a push down because the glitter vinyl doesn't like to stick to transfer tape very well, but the other couple of layers should keep it on there. Let's put that away and now we're good to go. We'll just place this in the center. There we go. Give it a good rub down, and because it's a paper book, I'm not going to rub too hard on the transfer tape, just on the vinyl to give it a good stick. And then we'll just gently pull off the transfer tape. There we go, that looks great. Matches in with the butterflies, and it's a great little notepad. You could even give it to someone for a gift. Beautiful. These decals are so great. They make a perfect addition to notebooks, drink bottles, lunch boxes, any kind of container. Seriously, once you start labeling things, you won't be able to stop. Teckwrap has so many different color vinyls that the possibilities are endless. I hope you had fun crafting with me today. I would love to know if this hack helped and if you've made any decals for yourself. Thanks for watching, have a great week, and I'll see you next time. Bye!